Hi guys, it's Jeff Brown, the photographer's mentor here, and in this short interview I'm talking to Tim Dunk, who's a photographer in Leeds, and believe it or not, Tim has used over 900 virtual shoots to transform his business since March 2020. So Tim, that's absolutely amazing. I mean, I've looked at your work, I've been onto your website, some of your work is stunning. You can't believe that that's been taken by, a mobile phone in the client's house or in the client's office. Are there any particular types of shoots that really stand out to you, that's been fresh in your mind since March 2020?
There's just been so many, but yeah, I mean, I shot on a Greenpeace boat in the middle of the Indian Ocean thing, which was kind of just completely mind blowing. And then just the range of people. I shot a fella who was 97 as part of a advertising campaign for a company who build retirement villages. So that was gorgeous, just kind of spending half an hour chatting with him. And I think he really had a chance to speak to anyone other than his carer for quite some time. So, and then just being able to capture newborns for people, because obviously people's families haven't been able to meet the new arrival. So that's like, it's really special to be able to provide that for people. And then just to be able to travel the world and meet exciting people from kind of all over the place. Like I'll be shooting in Ghana and then in Bombay and then in just everywhere, honestly, Siberia, like all these places that I'd never imagined that I would be taking photos. And just
That's unbelievable.
And using a lot of Google Translate. Like,
yeah.
But it's great. Just been having the best time.
So what are these images that you've got up here?
I just, let me see how to get across into it. So if I, just a selection of, and you can just the fact that these are shot through people's
Those
phones.
are fantastic. Absolutely unbelievable.
It's unreal. It is. It's bonkers. And just all over the world as well. She's in
I love this one. If you go back on that one with where she's looking out the window and the expression and the lighting is just amazing. So do you tend to find most of your shoots are personal shoots, or are you doing business and personal shoots?
That's it. Like a lot of people are booking me just as like a pick me up. Like I just want to do something nice. I want to do something nice for myself. I want to experience something different. I want to be a part of this great project that you've been doing, which is brilliant. But then a lot of businesses and brands have kind of caught onto it as a way of getting images that they wouldn't be able to. Part of that is because of the pandemic, but then it's not just because of that. And I don't think that when restrictions ease, I don't think it's going anywhere. Like the ability to shoot in multiple countries on the same day is unreal.
It's fantastic.
I had a jewelry brand who were like, we want you to shoot some of our couples. I was like, great. Yeah, and they were going, so wait, you can go like anywhere? Like, well, yeah, like it makes no difference to me. So I shot a couple in New Zealand, a couple in New York, a couple in Paris, and a couple in London within the space of about 5 hours, and delivered the images the next day.
That's amazing.
And that's not going to stop being, those images end up really big billboards in all the London train stations. And I shot them through their phone on the other side of the world.
Isn't it? Absolutely amazing.
Honestly, I'm sure one day it's just going to be like, oh yeah, this is just what I do. It's fine. But I've not got there yet. I've been doing it a year. I've done 900 shoots. And I'm still like, it's just crazy, like having the best time.
I know you said just before we started recording that you worked for, companies like Reebok. And so when you're working with a big company, are they already aware of virtual, is this something they understand, or do you have to explain the whole process to them?
It's through, fortunately, when you're working with brands of that size, it's all through creative agencies. So I made an effort to reach out to a lot of creative agencies in the UK. I made of what I was doing, and then it's for them to kind of sell it to the end client rather than me have to explain. So, but you know, with things being how they have, people have basically had the choice of having no images or working this way. Like, so everyone's been like, oh, this is the answer. This is actually, you know, how we're going to be able to come up with something. Like the jewelry brand that I work for, Taylor and Hart, they pre-booked all of this kind of media space, and it all kind of put some paper, and it was like, oh my, what on earth are we going to do, because we don't actually have the images yet, and we're not able to. So like, how can we solve this problem? Fortunately, the agency that they were working with were aware of what I'd been doing, and it all kind of came together really, really brilliantly.
So you would say that using virtual shoots and the Shutter app is completely transformed your business over the past 12 months? Because otherwise you wouldn't have had any work, would you?
No work whatsoever. I was looking at a really difficult time, to be honest. All of my photography work had disappeared overnight, like in its entirety. And being a limited company, I wasn't able to claim any government support. I was in a bit of really. And it's funny that this didn't start out as a business idea. It wasn't like, how am I going to make some money? It was bored out of mind. I want to see my friends. I want to be creative. And I started out just shooting my friends for a donation to charity, and it just snowballed. Like it really kind of blew up.
I mean, 900 shoots, that's absolutely tremendous. I mean, what would you say to, there's a lot of photographers who are unsure of using something like Shutter app and virtual shoots, and people say, oh, it would be the death of photography. I mean, what would you say to people who are doubting using it and saying that it makes you look unprofessional?
The death of photography. If you feel that strongly about it, then don't do it. Probably, like it's still using the same skill set. I have a great example. So I'm not going to be able to find it now, but somebody kind of posted something. Why would you pay for a virtual photo shoot when your phone has a self timer? And a girl that I'd shot with had posted like a picture that she'd taken of herself 5 minutes before our shoot. And she won't mind me saying that the photo that I took of her was significantly better, because it's the skills that you have as a photographer. And being able to find the light and being able to direct people and make people feel comfortable and find these little magical pockets of where the light's bouncing off the wall and or things like this. This was in Berlin.
That's beautiful.
That's in Berlin. That's in Italy. These aren't pictures that people are going to be taking of themselves.
You're not going to be able to do that posing. You're not going to be able to get that light in. If you're doing it yourself, you're not going to be aware of it. I mean, this has turned you into like an international brand photographer, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
And generated a lot more income for your business.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been fantastic. And, this particular portfolio that I've pulled up, it was for like a fashion magazine, but I've been doing a lot of kind of more corporate, more professional work, just your standard, just high quality headshots. And it's not like a poor substitute for in-person photography. A lot of the time, it's just a better way of working with people. They can kind of take 10 minutes out of the day, set the phone up, give them clear instructions on every step of the way, and then I have a chat with them through the phone, like
Yeah.
you do when you're taking pictures of people. You have a chat, you kind of make them feel comfortable, and you take some pictures. And it's you know, it's not a poor substitute for in-person photography at all. And
It's tremendous.
a lot of the time, I'd argue that it's a better option than being there with a big camera.
Yeah. And I think, you know, you either, it's like anything in business, isn't it? You either adapt and you move forward, or you stagnate. And you know, if this is it's not getting away from in-person photography totally. If you've got your studio, you know, you're in your studio now, you're still using your studio, you're having people come into your studio, but this is offering an extra dimension to allow you to work with clients you never could have worked with. And you know, for you as a photographer, making your day so much more interesting because you're working with people in, you know,
this
so many different countries around the world.
In Texas, like that's not an opportunity that I'm going to have in the real world, as it were.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I feel very fortunate. It's been a hell of a year.
And have you got any tips for photographers who are just starting out using? If I was going to start out and I think, right, I'm going to start thinking about offering virtual shoots as part of my business element, have you got any tips?
Yeah, grab a mate, preferably another photographer, shoot them and have them shoot you so that you've been on both sides of it. I think it's important to experience being on both sides of it, and just do it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? To get to understand the features, get to understand how it works. And it was good for me the other week when I had, you know, Richard Szymanski did a photo shoot with me, and it was good for me for having the client experience, so to understand how I felt as a client having a photo shoot. And you know what, I felt it was so much easier getting it done in my own home. And I felt so relaxed. And then, you know, like halfway through, Richard was like, "Oh, do you want to put a jacket on, or do you want to change your top?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll just run upstairs and I'm back down in 2 minutes with an outfit change." You know,
exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic, Tim. You give some brilliant bits of information and shared a fantastic portfolio, and hopefully it'll inspire a lot more photographers to get active on the Shutter app and start creating virtual shoots. So I wish you all the best for 2021 and see that number get up to 2,000.
Been great talking with you.
You as well, mate. Thanks very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye now.